up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. What a 24 hours. It has been so much news to discuss. Firstly, of course, the Lewandowski saga continues. Next week, Barcelona will be making a new and improved offer after their first offer was completely ignored by the Bayern Munich board, and they'll also make an offer next week for Jules Kounde as well. The big question at the moment is, will Sergino Dest be included in the operation? Sevilla said, look, if you want to include a player, include Dest, or else any other player we're not interested in, but the club have doubts on including Dest in that operation. Of course, Kalidou Koulibaly is a plan B, but Kounde is Xavi's dream and priority center back signing this summer. We have a big contract renewal update on Pablo Gavi. Of course, yesterday he met with the club, and was it his final contract renewal meeting or not? And lastly, of course, the massive and the biggest news and the biggest update on the General Assembly and the economic levers of the BLM and TV rights being approved by the socios. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. It'd be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Now, the first player that we have been linked with is, of course, the #1 target and priority signing for Barcelona this summer, Robert Lewandowski, and it is coming in from Sport 1 in Germany, and they've come out saying that if Barcelona socios approve the economic leverage, which by the way they have, Barcelona can make a new bid for around 50 million euros for Robert Lewandowski. Now, of course, with those economic letters being approved, he'll be the first target that Barcelona want to sign. Now, I still think 50 million is way too much. I would go 40, and like at the most as an initial price, then maybe chucking some variables in there to seal the deal. I feel like Barcelona will offer them 40 plus, amount in variables, which in the end I'm okay with. But apparently what we're hearing from Germany is that they want around 50 million euros straight up. So I think this operation could drag out for a couple more weeks. Of course, Xavi and Lewandowski want to join Barcelona before July the 4th, before they go out to the US tour. So I think this deal is still a little bit far away. Of course, we are going to be making a new offer at some point next week as well. Lewandowski and Barcelona are pushing for the move. Again, agreement with Lewandowski on a 3-year contract as well. In the end, I have no doubt that this deal will happen, but for me, the big question is, how much are we going to spend on Lewandowski? Now, along with a striker, another position in the attack that Barcelona want to strengthen this summer is, of course, the right-wing position. Rafinha is the priority, but again, he will cost a lot of money from Leeds United, so Barcelona look at their alternative options, which of course is Angel Di Maria, but right now, he is close to joining Juventus. The Marcio came out saying that Juventus has submitted an improved offer to Angel Di Maria with a 1-season contract plus a 1-year option. Juventus are expected to make a final decision at the end of the week. So Juventus were of course out of the race. They came back in and offered Di Maria what he wants. Apparently they're offering a 7 million per year salary as well. Barcelona offering around 2 or 3, so he's going to be making more money at Juventus guaranteed, but Di Maria prefers to go to Barcelona. That is 100% guaranteed. The question now is, will Barcelona make him an offer? Because if they don't, he will go to Juventus. Juventus are really pushing for him. Allegri really wants him as well at the club. He's been pushing for him since he became a free agent at PSG. Juventus want him, and if Barcelona want him as well, we have to step up our pursuit very soon, or else he could be signing for the Italian club. Now, along with the attack, another priority for Barcelona this summer will be to reinforce the defense, more specifically in the center back department, where Xavi has made it a priority for Barcelona to sign another center back alongside the already signed Andreas Christensen. And of course, right now the #1 target is Jules Kounde. Now, Catalonia Radio have come out saying that Sevilla are now waiting for Barcelona to finalize the transfer of Jules Kounde after the approval of the economic levers today. So apparently with the new money coming in, we are going to be going full in on Jules Kounde, and Sevilla are now waiting for Barcelona to make that offer. But Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona are now one step ahead of Newcastle and Chelsea for Jules Kounde, but Sevilla would only be interested in including Sergino Dest in the agreement. So apparently Sevilla will consider Barcelona's offer if Dest is included in the agreement, which for me, as you all know, I completely disagree with that. With the new money coming in now, we're not going to be forced to, put players in swap deals and, sell players as well. I think Dest is so important because right now there is no good and viable available right back on the market. There is that Dodo, of course, the Brazilian right back for Shakhtar Donetsk, but he's not the top quality right back that we need. I think Dest, it's important that he stays this summer. Barcelona will offer any other player they want that's of course available. Lenglet, Trincao, Umtiti, Mingueza, whoever it may be, but Sevilla are only interested in Dest. Now, the Sevilla president has come out speaking to the media recently, talking about Jules Kounde. He was asked about Jules Kounde leaving. He said it's possible, but we don't know anything for certain. He will only be sold if we receive an acceptable offer. Our policy is clear. So again, Sevilla are staying very firm on what they want for Jules Kounde. 65 million euros is the bare minimum they would take this summer. Chelsea are offering more and Barcelona are offering 60 plus a player as well. In the end, someone is getting Jules Kounde this summer. The question now is, who will it be? Now, of course, Barcelona do have a backup option for Jules Kounde in case we don't sign him, and that is, of course, Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, there are reports coming in from Italy saying that Kalidou Koulibaly is still waiting for Barcelona to make an approach and has kept Napoli's renewal offer on hold. Xavi wants him, but if the Blaugrana do not push for him soon, Koulibaly could continue his renewal talks with the Italian club. So Koulibaly is now putting his contract renewal talks on hold with Napoli and is waiting for that Barcelona offer. Again, would I rather pay 60 plus Dest for Kounde or 40 or 35 for Koulibaly? I'd rather do 35 for Koulibaly. But if we can get Kounde for 65 plus Lenglet plus Trincao or Koulibaly for 40 million euros, I would go for Jules Kounde. Of course, he's younger, more energetic, and of course, is La Liga experience as well. It can grow into even a better player than Koulibaly. But I want to be cautious with Kounde. We don't need to spend too much on him because Koulibaly is available and he wants to come to Barcelona. I've seen some Koulés on Twitter and Instagram saying they want Koulibaly over Kounde, which I can understand. He's already established, 30 years old. He's got a few more years in his prime. Of course, Kounde has to come in, develop, adapt, and then grow to that position as well. But of course, he's already doing fantastically well in La Liga. He can also play as right back as well, where Koulibaly cannot. So wait and see. To be honest, I'm happy with either one because I know for a fact that next summer we will go in for De Ligt when he has that lower release clause at Juventus. So for me, I'm happy with either. But all I hope for now is that Barcelona do not overspend on that center back signing. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First up, you guessed it, it is Sergino Dest. Now, Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that sources from Sevilla say that Sergino Dest is the only player they would accept in a possible deal for Jules Kounde. But Dest wants to continue at Barcelona, and Barcelona consider him as a useful player, but nothing is ruled out at the moment. Again, I think this would be so stupid from Barcelona to let Dest go, especially after not renewing the contract of Dani Alves as well. If you let Dest go, we're stuck with Roberto. Sergio Roberto in 2022, back at right back. Oh, my eyes. He can play a couple of games here and there, Roberto, you know, if Xavi wants to go for the system of that interiors coming in, the right backs playing as midfielders, okay, once in a while. But as, like, you know, a proper option week in, week out, come on, man, we're better than this. And of course, depends on the signing of Azpilicueta as well. He may not come, and then what? We'll wait and see on that. I think right now the club are kind of happy with him. They want to keep him. Xavi wants to keep him as well. But Sevilla say we'll take, you know, a Dest plus 60 million for Kounde. I think the club might bite at it, as well as Xavi as well. So wait and see on Dest. His future is still in doubt, but he wants to stay at Barcelona. From one fullback to another, on the left-hand side, Alejandro Balde has been attracting some interest from a top Premier League club, and that is Chelsea. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Chelsea are interested in signing Alejandro Balde and have contacted the player's entourage to communicate their interest, i.e. Jorge Mendes. And it's not the first time that Chelsea has shown interest in the left back, and it could help for the move for Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso. Now, if we end up swapping Balde for Alonso, I might as well just shoot myself in the mouth. I mean, oh my god, he was voted like top 50 youngsters of the year in goal. I think he was there, Pedri was there, Ansu, Gavi, and Nico. We have a gem on our hands. The problem is at the moment, of course, he's not getting first team minutes. For me, I think a low move to a, you know, lower half team in La Liga would be perfect for Alejandro. Of course, for Barcelona B, you get minutes, of course, but it's not the top level. Would I loan him to Chelsea? Yeah, why not? But I'm not giving them Alejandro Balde for Marcos Alonso, who's going to be coming here for 1 or 2 years as a backup Jordi Alba for a bit and then dip, or Azpilicueta is coming in for 1 or 2 years as well, then dipping as well. Makes no sense to me. But I think the club will be open to selling Alejandro Balde for the right price. I'm thinking like 20-30 million euros, but of course, will Chelsea offer that? Probably not. So we'll have to wait and see, but at the moment Chelsea are interested in Alejandro Balde, and it could help for Barcelona's move for Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso. Now another gem who has been attracting interest from other clubs over the past 24 hours is Nico Gonzalez. Alfredo Martinez from Sport came out saying that Marseille have inquired about Nico. The player will first do preseason with Barcelona, and then Xavi may decide to keep him in case no midfielders are signed. So Nico will 100% do preseason with the first team. He'll go to America, play in the João Gamper, play in those friendly matches as well, and then afterwards Xavi will decide what's best for the player and what the midfield options we have in the team. He'll assess the squad and decide for Nico. Of course, most likely at the moment it will be a loan move. We've already ruled out the selling of Nico this summer, and like I said a few days ago from Gerard Pique, he came out saying there's a big chance that Marseille and Barcelona do a deal. It could be for Nico. Let's hope the gods for Milan Pjanic, but again, Marseille do like Nico, but the club will make him do preseason first and then decide his future afterwards. Now, a player who Barcelona want to sell as soon as possible to raise funds for transfers coming in the club this summer is Oscar Mingueza. And again, Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that Real Mallorca, Celta Vigo, Elche, Valencia, Getafe, Hoffenheim, and Eintracht Frankfurt have all shown interest in Mingueza. Barcelona want 5 million euros, which the Spanish clubs at the moment can't pay. Mingueza is open to everything, but Barcelona are in a hurry to sell him. Of course, they want to sell him before that deadline on June the 30th to bounce the book for FFP regulations, of course. I think Mingueza, Valencia, Getafe will be a good move for him. I think going abroad, there is that big risk, but of course, I'd love to see him for Eintracht Frankfurt, but he won't start that much. No matter what happens, the club want to sell him this summer. He wants to leave as well. He will not cause any problems, but Barcelona do want to hold some control over his future. Future sale percentage, buyback option, whatever it is, the club still believe in Mingueza, but in the end, he cannot get the opportunity and chance right now in the first team for Barcelona, so they want to sell him, but hold some part in his future. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and of course, it's the main one on the contract renewal of Pablo Gavi. Now, yesterday was a big day for Barcelona, of course, the General Assembly, and also, before that, they had a meeting with Gavi's agent, Ivan de la Peña, for his contract renewal. They hoped it was the last one, but in the end it wasn't, but positive talks happened again. Gerard Pique and Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona's meeting with Gavi's agent today was very positive. Both parties are very close to reaching an agreement for his contract renewal. They believe it will be completed soon. So again, it was not finalized in the meeting yesterday, but positive talks. Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo and Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying there are positive feelings after the meeting between Barcelona and Gavi's agent. The agreement is getting closer. Goal came out saying it's almost ready. Luis Rafa Marca came out saying he'll sign a contract until 2028 with a 1 billion euro release clause. Mateo Morito came out saying negotiations are very well and he will continue at the club, no doubt about it. And then Moises Malores from ESPN actually spoke to Gavi's agent Ivan de la Peña after the meeting yesterday, and he said to him, everything is better. The agreement is not complete yet, but both parties are moving closer. And finally, Juan Martí, Mateo Morito, and Alberto Roque have all come out saying that Barcelona and Gavi's renewal is on the right track in the absence of small details. Both parties admit that now the agreement is very close and Gavi will continue at Barcelona. And finally, in the General Assembly yesterday, Laporta confirmed in that, saying that Gavi's renewal is very, very close. So in the end, it will happen. It sucks it did not happen yesterday. It should have been the last meeting, but there should be one more, maybe two more meetings at the max. But in the end, no doubt, Pablo Gavi will renew his contract at Barcelona and have the 1 billion euro release clause. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, an update on the future of Gerard Pique. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Xavi does with Gerard Pique what Luis Enrique did with Xavi himself. Lucho met with Xavi face-to-face before preseason and informed him that he will not be a regular starter and that his role will be reduced, and Xavi has just done the same with Pique. Now, of course, that was Xavi's last season as well. He walked away as the captain of the club with the treble, and at that time, of course, he played some games at the beginning, and then what happened in January, he completely benched him and brought in Rakitic as the starter. In the end, revolutionized Barcelona, we won the treble, and Xavi now has done the same thing with Pique, saying, look, you're still part of my team, I trust you, but you will not be a guaranteed starter, and continue throughout the season as a bench player. Now, Gabriel Sanz, Mundo Deportivo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona want to reduce Pique's salary and for him to forgive part of the big deferred salary that we owe him. The player is open to helping the club, of course, and Barcelona could have already met his agent during Pablo Torres' presentation, or they could have even met yesterday before the General Assembly. Now, there's no doubt that Pique will help the club. He will defer his salary and, of course, give up some of his salary that we already owe him. We apparently owe him 80 million euros. Of course, 4 million this season and 4 million next season in the final year of his contract. But again, all signs are saying right now that he will be retiring at the end of the season. Of course, Pique said multiple times in the media, once he's benched, he will retire. And if the club don't want him, he will walk away. But of course, he has given his full commitment for Xavi and Laporta, saying that, look, I will 1000% focus on football and only football, no more business and no more other, social media, Twitch and Twitter, stuff like that, all that drama. And also, Laporta confirmed this in the General Assembly yesterday. He came out saying, he was asked about Pique's situation. He said that Pique is suffering. He's a great person and we are lucky to have him as one of the captains at the club. He will give us a lot and he has chosen to remain as a professional footballer rather than a businessman. So two things he's confirmed here. One, he's suffering. Of course, he's going through a lot. He's like a forced separating from Shakira after 12 years of dating. The kids are going through a lot as well. And he also confirms that he has chosen to be a footballer over a businessman next season. So two confirmation days from Laporta in the General Assembly. In the end, we've got to back Pique now, of course, one of the absolute legends of the club. Probably the best center back that's ever played for the club. You could say Puyol, but I think on ability, Pique was better, of course, as a leader. Puyol, I mean, I'm not going to get into this debate, but nonetheless, Pique, absolute legend of the club. He will cut his salary and defer some of the salary that we already owe him as well. He's going through a lot. Most likely will be his final season. And now the president, Joan Laporta, has asked us as culés to back Pique for one more season. Now, of course, during the Barcelona treble-winning season, when Luis Enrique benched Xavi, now Xavi doing the same with Pique, the assistant manager at the time was Juan Carlos Untué, and now finally we're gonna be having his ALS charity match. Alfredo Martinez from Sport came out saying that Barcelona and Man City will play a friendly match at the Camp Nou in August to honor Juan Carlos Untué and raise funds for the fight against ALS. Only the exact date is yet to be finalized, but that date has leaked to the English press from The Athletic, from Man City sources, and they've come out saying the charity friendly between Barcelona and Man City at the Camp Nou is planned to take place on August the 24th. Now, of course, we would have already played 2 La Liga games by then. The start of the season's already started by then. Preseason would have been over. So this is a friendly match during the beginning of the actual season. The purpose of this match, of course, is to raise funds for ALS awareness and honor Juan Carlos Untué. I don't know. I guess beforehand, our schedule is completely packed. Of course, we have that match against Olot. We have the Joan Gamper. We have 4 matches in the US. So I understand why they put this after the season starts. But what kind of lineup we're going to see in that match will be, strong team, weak team, medium team. Of course, we'll be at the Camp Nou, so it should be a full stadium. The tickets will be very, very cheap. And of course, all the funds raised will go towards ALS. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with this match. But of course, this match hasn't been in the making for around 2 years now. I remember, 2 years ago reporting on this match as well. It was going to happen this summer, next summer. But now it is finally happening. It'll be a great day at the Camp Nou. But of course, preseason would have been over. The season would have actually started. So we'll wait and see how much the club is focused on this match. Will they play the whole entire starters, bench, or rotation? But in the end, this match is all about Juan Carlos Untué. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is, of course, about the General Assembly that took place yesterday, as both economic levers were approved by the socios, of course, the club members of Barcelona. It was a 4.5-hour live stream, and I watched every single second of it. Overall, very, very boring for the majority part of the actual General Assembly, but in the end, the biggest thing happened. We got those green light from the members of the club, and of course, we will generate around 700 million euros from these 2 operations. And let's now discuss it. Of course, firstly, BLM, we will sell 49.9% of the merchandising and licensing of Barcelona, and in the end, the voting was as follows: 568 said yes, 65 said no, and 13 left their vote blank, which I mean, I don't know why that option was there. In the end, it was of course the vice president Gilly that was mainly going through this operation, saying, look, we have to sell this, of course, grow it, and also bring in the money as well. I think the vice president of economics Eduardo Romero also mentioned this, saying, would rather own 100% of $10 or you can own 50% of $1,000, which of course in the end is the biggest sum of money, and that's really pushed this vote over the line. Gilliam, the vice president's presentation was very poor, very boring. Miguel came out on Twitter roasting him as well, but in the end we got the green light for this vote. But of course the banana skin one was the TV rights, but in the end we managed to get the votes. 494 members voted yes for it, 62 said no, and 13 again chose to leave it blank. Now you might be wondering, why is there less voters for this one than was the other one? I have no idea. Maybe there's some of the members left, they got bored. Maybe some members did not want to vote for the TV rights. I have no idea. Now, during their presentation of the TV rights and how they're going to divide it and how they want to, give the members to vote for it, yes, of course, it was run by the Vice President of Economics, Eduardo Romeo, and he said in his presentation that the sale of the television rights will be happening before June the 30th, and that Barcelona won 200 million euros for giving up 10% of the TV rights. The most they want to give up, of course, is 25%, and over the maximum duration of 25 years as well. So if you do the math, 25%, do it twice, that's 400, and the last one of course will be 100 million because that's half of 5 is half of 10. So in the end, all the 25% will bring us 500 million euros as revenue, not as debt, and of course it will happen according to Romeo before June the 30th. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and of course much better operation than the CBC crap deal. It would have been what, 8.2% over 50 years, and you only get 270 million euros. In this case, Barcelona will get 500 million euros for 25%, but only for 25 years as well. Now, also during this presentation, Joan Laporta confirmed that Barcelona had an offer of 1 billion euros to give up 100% of the TV rights for 10 years, but they rejected it. Of course, in the end, Barcelona would have lost a lot of money. You would have got, of course, 1 billion euros straight in the bank first year. Second year would have been brilliant, but the third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, you would end up losing money because, of course, you get around 160 to 200 million euros for the TV rights. You give a 200 each year. In the end, you will lose money, but that's of course a great, that's a big offer that Barcelona received, and took a lot of balls to Joan Laporta to reject that, because of course you have a 1 billion euro offer on the table, you're 1 billion euros in debt. Bada bing, bada boom, you're saved. But in reality, it was not the case, and smartly from Joan Laporta, he has rejected it. So overall, great day for Barcelona. Probably one of the most historic days in the club's history, as they approved 700 million euros cash injection to the club as revenue and not as debt. Now, of course, the rumors afterwards were flooding in. First, Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying the forecast is that the amount between 700 and 800 million euros can be entered with these two economic levers. Now, keep in mind, this does not include the sponsorship on this league from Polkadot or that white BIT cryptocurrency company, or the sale of Barcelona Studio. This 800 million euros is 300 from BLM and 500 from the TV rights. That's the club's plan and objective to complete as soon as possible. Now, of course, for the BLM deal, the deadline is July the 31st, so we still have a lot of time for that. Another month left to go to get the best deal possible. But for the TV rights, the deadline is June the 30th, which of course Romeo confirmed, saying here that of course this deal will be happening before then. We will sell TV rights there as soon as possible. But for BLM, they have until July the 31st. Now, of course, Alberto Rogue, Juan Martí, and Mateo Morito also came out saying that if Barcelona enter around 600 million euros from these economic levers, they'll be able to clean up the accounts and overcome the FFP restrictions. They'll be able to sign players on the 1-to-1 rule, and improving the squad will be much more affordable for the Barcelona board. Again, music to all of our ears. And Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona's plan, of course, is to transfer 25% of the TV rights before June the 30th, and the other part later on. In addition, the plan want to maintain a buyback option for both BLM and the TV rights, and Barcelona aim to earn around 700 million euros from these economic levers. Now, during the presentation for the socios, I don't know why, but actually I do know why. It was very important for them to know that there was going to be a buyback option on these two operations, because of course they're very important for Barcelona. If there wasn't, the voting could have been completely different. But of course, in the end, it has gone the way of Barcelona, and I'm so happy, and most importantly, so satisfied from the board. They have done an excellent job. They said throughout the presentation, we have been working on this since January the 1st, trying to make improvements on the team, and of course bringing that money to help out. Of course, this will not include Espai Barca. This is just for the team and of course the debt of the club. Espai Barca will be coming in from a loan from Goldman Sachs. During the presentation as well, John Laporta was very adamant. He was using analogies saying that we have to vote yes for these economic levers. After we voted yes, we did 2 votes, of course. Firstly, BLM, they voted yes. Then we're going to the TV, right? I said, look, if you voted yes for the first one, you have to vote yes for the second one. There's no point of having one of them. It's either both or neither. He was very pushy during this, presentation as well. And in the end, he did achieve his objective. Now, there is this picture of Mateo Alemán during the presentation, of course. He's sitting there like this, and there's memes going out saying that, oh, Alemán is planning to use that money. How, what, when, where, why. It's going to be, the rumors over the next week are going to be freaking ridiculous. There are reports coming out right now saying that Xavi wants the squad ready to go before the US tour. No chance of that whatsoever. And now the rumors about Lewandowski, Kounde, Rafinha, whoever it may be, is all flooding in. Again, shout out to the socios. They did the job right. Of course, they voted yes for all these economic levers. And now Barcelona are back on the map. We can sign players, and also we will not be forced to sell players as well, i.e. Frankie de Jong. Let's see what the club do now. They got big money in the bank. Well, of course, they have to sell these operations first. Again, TV rights will be sold before June the 30th. BLM will have about a month left to go. The club won the best offer. They won 300 million euros with a buyback option as well. We'll have to wait and see now for the official announcement of these sales and for the exact figures as well. But in the end, it has been approved, and Barcelona will be receiving a big cash injection to spend on players and the debt for the club this summer. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know firstly is about Lewandowski. Again, how much money would you spend on Lewandowski? What is the maximum you'd spend with variables or not with variables? Secondly, on Jules Kounde, would you include Dest in that operation if you had to get it over the line? Or would you either go for Koulibaly for cheaper and you get to keep Dest? And again, who would you sign if money was not a problem, Kounde or Koulibaly? Thirdly, your thoughts on Pablo Gavi's contract renewal at Barcelona and hopefully being finalized as soon as possible. And lastly, of course, your big thoughts on the General Assembly and Barcelona getting the approval of the TV rights and the BLM and getting that 700 million euros, apparently in the region of that 600 to 800 million euros of cash injection in the club. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.